All right now, this is Kenny Bilal, Abdullah, your host for today. This Tuesday, February 19th, 2013, broadcasting from WMNF 88.5 HD4 here at the Hillsborough Community College, Ybor City Campus, HawkNet Radio. The time now is 1:12, and throughout the show today, we will be mixing a few selections of jams of songs from the band known as ybor. Quite popular during the early 70s and the 80s, and that's the 1970s and the 1980s. We are honoring old school, but not that old now. Let me remind you that this is an ongoing theme of mine. Old school will always be here because we will all have yesterdays. Later on in the show, we will be welcoming Dina Bilal, our executive producer. And Dina's segment will be talking about the Riot Girls. Also joining us will be Don Cawthorn. Don's going to be talking about smoking, not in the boys' room, but smoking on campus of HCC. And he's going to give us his perspective on tobacco use. And Sam Vargas, the actress of the team. And last but definitely not least, our keyboard, our board operator, tech man, Tim Robinson. All right, we're still getting down here, and sunny and nice outside, 73 degrees here in the Tampa Bay area. Many of the segments, when we're talking about ybor, ybor 1972 hit was The World is a Ghetto. Now, actually, one of the songs on that album was Cisco Kid. And this is really, really one of my favorites. I like to skip Cisco Kid, and this is great. I mean, this is great. This song will go out to my bro, Rabbit. I call him Rabbit. His name is Ralph, and I think of him when I hear this because of his relationship with me, and it's our lifetime of experience together. So this one's for you, Rabbit. And we used to be up on Saturday mornings. Every Saturday morning when we were little boys, we used to watch the Cisco Kid show with Pancho. Oh, Cisco. Oh, Pancho. ybor in 1971, they achieved only a little success, but later that year, the band released All Day Music, which included the singles All Day Music and Slipping Into Darkness. And the single Slipping Into Darkness sold over 1 million copies in 1972. In that same year, 1972, they released The World is a Ghetto, which was even more successful. It's second single, the Cisco Kid, shipped to gold. And later in the segment, again, we're going to have Miss Dina Bilal. She'll be coming up, and we're going to be talking about the Riot Girls, of course. And ybor in 1976 released a greatest hits records, which contained one new song, which is known as Summer. which as a single it went gold and it peaked at number 7. I'm really tight about War. I really loved that group during my time. I don't want to tell you how old I am. This I don't want to reveal that, everybody. I'm going to keep you guessing. But I was born in the 1900s. All right, now we're going to keep going with our tribute to War with upcoming jam about a low rider. What is a low rider? Yeah. Love this jam. I love this beat. I know the band member Leroy Lonnie Jordan, who is the only original member in the current group lineup. Jordan claimed that the band's goal was to spread a message of brotherhood and harmony. Now, a low rider was a group of black Korean War veterans who cut or heated the springs on Buicks and Chevys when they came back to the east side of L.A. after World War. After the war in Los Angeles had 4 major gangs during that era. Low riders and Slausons and Farmers and Watts. All these sets lowered the rears for their cars, which was called Dago spotlights and fender skirts. Now, white boys called the spook hunters also drove mostly Fords and Mercury's called lead sleds, which were also considered to be low riders. Low rider is a one to meet. Okay, we're going to get ready to switch segments here, continuing with our tribute to War. Right now, we're going to go to Dina Bilal. Dina's going to be talking about the Riot Girls. And Dina, how you doing?
I am good. How are you?
All right, now I'm really, really nice, son. Come on, give us some, tell us about the Riot Girls.
Well, since the ban on women in combat was recently lifted, I couldn't help but to reminisce on a music trend called Riot Girl, which was in the 1990s. And it was spelled Grrrl for girl, meaning I am woman, hear me roar.
Okay, but then tell me, what is a Riot Girl? What is Riot Girl music?
Well, Riot Girl music was women singing and playing punk rock while expressing their anger in the lyrics of the everyday war women dealt with on a daily basis. Let's face it, life was and still is a constant combat for women from the violent crimes, mistreatment, disrespect that we must battle because we were born female. Riot Girls stood on stage, graphically yelled their lyrics that this treatment was unacceptable, and they will not be afraid or remain tough through all the mistreatment and fight.
Okay, now wait now. They didn't burn the bras, did they?
No. No.
Right.
Not in the 1990s, they didn't, at least.
Okay, well, what got you involved in the Riot Girl music?
For me, I loved the guitar power chords, and then there was heavy bass. It gave you extra adrenaline as an outlet for the anger that was felt, giving a listener a feeling of power. And to me, this was not a new concept, even though they were not musicians. Gloria Steinem can be considered a Riot Girl in the 1960s, and she's still going. And Susan B. Anthony, she can be considered a Riot Girl going back to the 1800s. If you're not aware of her, look her up. What she did back then is quite impressive. Mm-hmm. Even though it's the 2000s, I still listen to Riot Girl music. It's timeless to me because it's still music with a purpose and gives a feeling of energy and power. Okay,
I mean, you say the Riot Girl music. What do you mean? I mean, give me some names of the bands that produce this music.
Absolutely. Well, one of which you heard clips of them, is Bikini Kill. That they were members at Evergreen College. Well, they were students, and then they had a magazine that was called Bikini Kill that was a feminist fanzine. And to bring more attention to it, they formed the band. They are considered the leader and forerunners of the Riot Girl movement. Kathleen Hanna, the lead singer, is known to a lot of people that she was friends with Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. And she's the one who wrote Kurt Smells Like Teen Spirit on the wall of his apartment, having to do with the girlfriend that he was dating at the time, referencing the deodorant brand that she used. And L7 is another one. In 1991, part of the Riot Girl movement in music is that they formed Rock for Choice, a pro-choice women's rights group, and other prominent bands supported this. Last, Babes in Toyland, even though they didn't associate themselves with the Riot Girl movement, they were well received by those of us who were into it. And they played a benefit show in 1994, Rock Against Domestic Violence, which again is the Riot Girl movement. Now, one of the last things I do want to say is to our women in combat: crank on some Bikini Kill, L7, or Babes in Toyland, to name a few bands, and stay strong and safe out there.
All right, now, Gina. All right, now. I'm wondering how you say that GRRL. All right. All right, now, coming up in our next segment will be Don, my boy Cawthorn. All right, Don, what's going on, man? Now, most of what Don's going to talk about is tobacco use on the HCC campus and his spin on it. Okay, then give us some input on what you're talking about, where you're coming from.
You know, I was looking at the signs the other day, and they're all over campus. They say smoke free. And I'm not a smoker, but I do chew tobacco, and, you know, people look down at me because of it. And they say it shouldn't be allowed here. But you know what? I haven't seen a rule against it. I've seen signs say smoke free, breathe free. So I don't know. I'm just thinking that I'm allowed to do it. I mean, I'm not bothering anybody with it.
Are you dipping now, Don?
No, I don't have one in there now. I took it out right before the segment started.
What I want to know, you got a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you guys work that out? I mean, is it big dipper, little dipper thing?
You know what? I always say,
she dip? Does your girlfriend dip?
No, that to me, I'm a hypocrite. That is the nastiest thing I think a girl could do. I mean, right next to smoking, girl dipping is just not attractive.
Okay, does she complain about it?
You know what? She doesn't mind it as long as I'm not next to her.
Okay, so there's very little.
So she kissed me once with it, and she doesn't mind it. I mean, like, she doesn't like it because she doesn't like it affecting my health. But I mean, like, as long as I'm not next to her doing it, then she doesn't mind it. She knows I do it, and she knows I won't quit for her, girl. So, I mean.
So let's get back to the HCC ruling. So, what would your spin on it? What did you say? So long as you're not smoking, you think that it's okay?
Yeah, I mean, you know, spit can be containable. I can spit into a bottle and...
You said spit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spit into a bottle and nobody would know about it.
Okay.
Now, smoking, you know, you breathe out smoke and it offends everybody. I mean, I can't stand walking next to a smoker, catching a big cloud of just smoke.
You did say spit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I worked with a guy, and I was an electrician for a while, and this guy, he would roll up the windows when he'd get a phone call and just smoke with the windows open or with the windows closed. And I mean, I'd just be breathing in air like no other. I mean, it was crazy how much this guy would smoke in front of me. And every day after work, I'd go home, and my whole family would say or ask me if I'm a smoker.
Okay, but now I just wanted to wrap it up. I'd like to let you know now that this is also against HCC policy. Okay, but we'll get back to your segment in another, at another time. We're going to spin right off right now to Sam Vargas, the little Julia Roberts of the group. She's an actress of the group. And I know that she's constantly involved in the performing arts program over there. In fact, I'm getting ready to get interested in it myself also. So, Sam, how you doing today, Sam?
I'm doing really good.
Okay.
All right. Well, everyone's wondering what they're supposed to be
doing next month. So then you're trying to find the answers. Well, here's some for you. Next month in March, we have Bon Jovi, Lady Gaga, and Pink coming to the St. Pete Times Forum from the beginning of March to the middle. And then we also have Gasparilla Festival of the Arts coming up March 2nd through the 3rd. And it started in 1970, held annually the first weekend in March. Tampa's downtown Curtis Hickson Waterfront Park transforms into a live art museum of 300 of the country's most accomplished artists and rising stars. And if that doesn't get you going and you want to go, then try the Strawberry Festival, which is February 28th through March 10th. And it's rated as the highest attended annual event in all of West Central Florida. And the Strawberry Festival welcomes about 500,000 folks in a span of just 11 days. So if you guys don't want to hear what that's all about, there's also some things going on at HCC. In case you're looking for a job and don't know where to look, HCC is having a job fair April 16th, which is about 2 months from now, at the Dale Mabry campus. And it's a great way to get contacts and possibly get a future job.
Now, Sam, I know how keen your interest is in the theater arts. I mean, give us some idea about what's going to be going on in the HCC Performing Arts program for you. I'm interested in you. Now, go ahead.
Well, I'm actually involved in Theater Club, and just recently we put on a showcase for Valentine's Day, and hopefully some of the kids in the group are looking to have their own student-produced play by the end of the semester. But in our theater department, so far, there is a musical going on called Liz Estrada, and it's a modern take about how women hold up their ability for sex to stop a war. So they refuse to have sex with their husbands in order to stop the war. It sounds crazy, but it works. And there's some tunes in it, and it's on the main stage theater, and all HCC students get in for free.
And when is this again?
This is April 4th through the 6th, I believe, around 7:30 p.m. on the main stage. Mm-hmm. And then also, it's free for all HCC students, so come out and support. And then it's $10 for general admission, and then it's free for senior citizens and kids under 5 years old. Okay.
And then you say you will be in that play?
No, I auditioned for this one but didn't make it, but still hope.
Okay, all right now. We want to thank all our guests for the segments that they came in with, and especially my main man, Don, and Dina, and Sam, this future Julia Roberts. Love you all, guys, and our tech man, Jim Robinson. All right, now, again, a tribute to war, and we're going to close out with The World is a Ghetto. This was another jam for war. Most of the members, the current members on the keyboards were David Uquidi, Marcus Reyes, Stuart Ziff was on the guitar, saxophone. David Uquidi was the saxophone blower and the flute player. These are the current members. And Francisco Pancho Tomaselli was on the bass. The vocals from 2003 to the present was Stanley Behrens, and he also was the harmonica player.